Hi there, Australia. Let's see if anybody comes. Let's go to Zoom. Schedule. Right, that's done. Let's start. Cancel. Start. Let's see if any of the Australians who wanted a class so desperately and emailed me are going to turn up to the class that I've done. À voir si les Australiens qui m'ont contacté, qui m'ont envoyé un email, vont venir. Claire is waiting. Fantastic. So if you're not on Zoom, get yourself on Zoom, because otherwise you're just watching, and that's not helping anybody. Come on Zoom and you can translate. Admit. There we go. So far my Claire is in, Carol's joining. If nothing else, we have Claire and Carol. Si rien d'autre, on a Claire et Carol. Good. Good, hello. We'll just give it a couple of minutes, but if nothing else, we've got two. We've got my Claire and we've got my Carol. Brilliant. I shall be very happy to proceed with Claire and Carol, but everybody that emailed saying, oh, Luke, I really want an Australian class, if they don't bloody come, then they're just a
holiday tomorrow, so I don't know.
Well, they're just a load of dirty combos if they asked for a bloody class and didn't turn up.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? 1 second, just check something else. 1 second. Just check this is gone. Oh, he's paid. Good. Good. Right, that's good. Oh, bless you, Kimberly. That's sweet of you. Right. So let's just start with Carol. Let's just start with, hey, Nick, join the Zoom. Hurry up on Zoom. So let's start with Claire. So Claire, off you go. Translate, enjoy, relax. Remember to join everything. Go as slowly as you want, but we want the sounds joined in between the sounds that you don't know. Say, don't give me silence, and keep it nice and smooth and nice and nasal. So off you go. Off you go. So Claire. Hello, Luke. How are you?
Bonjour, Luke. Comment ça va?
I'm loving the use of the voice. J'adore la voix. Okay. It's the first time that you have done this for Australia.
C'est la première fois que tu es fait pour Australia.
Say for me, you have done. No, notice when it comes to choosing the past, quand il s'agit de choisir le passé, we don't have any problems. On n'a pas de mal when we can hear the auxiliary. Quand on peut entendre le verbe auxiliaire. So if you're hearing you have done, we know very well that it's going to be the tense with you having it in French. So what's you have done?
Tu as fait.
Gorgeous. What's you have done? It's tu l'as
fait.
That's it. Tu l'as fait. That's it. For Australia.
Pour Australie.
Lovely. So put it together. C'est la première fois que tu l'as fait pour l'Australie. One more time.
C'est la première fois que tu l'as fait pour Australie.
Pour l'Australie.
Australie.
Good. Let me explain what happens with countries. You all get used to saying the name of the country without the, because if you use different prepositions like en Australie or, for example, that's what happens. But the fact is, if you are referring to a country, you will always use the. So, for example, I would say La France est un pays. So France is a country. I'd say La France. If I'm saying to France, I'd obviously say en France. So this falsely gives people an impression that you don't need the for the country. But unless you're using another preposition, like I'm going to Scotland, je vais en Écosse. If you said Scotland is full of midges in May or something, l'Écosse. Does that make sense? You do still need a the. Lovely. So keep going. Lovely. Luke is not going to work next week. Luke is not going to work next week. Off you go. So Luke is not going to work next week.
Luc n'est pas travailler.
Careful. Luke is not going to work. So what's the verb to go? So what's Luke's going?
Il va.
Good job. Now what's Luke going? What's Luke's going? Good. So make sure, guys, I did a video on this about 2 weeks ago. Be as comfortable saying name and a verb as you are saying thing and a verb. So for example, if you say he has, il a, straight away if I asked you to say Luke has, Luke a. If I asked you to say they are going, ils vont, without that preparation, if I asked you to say, you know, Carol and Claire are going, Carol and Claire vont. In other words, any bloody time you use a verb that is for they, à chaque fois que vous utilisez un verbe pour le troisième personne pluriel, just practice saying it with a name. So for example, they woke up, ils se sont réveillés, poetry past, reflexive past. Carol and Claire woke up, Carol et Claire se sont réveillés. All right, Carol and Claire se sont réveillés. All right, so in other words, every single time you use a they, when you're in this beginning phase, make sure that, or even in the intermediate phase, quite frankly, make sure that you practice trying it with a name. Because as lovely as pronouns are, half the bloody time we don't use a pronoun. We use a name. The name Carol is a name. The name Claire is a name. The name Nick is a name. So if I said to you honestly, Nick and Luke met online, if you honestly couldn't feel Nick and Luke se sont, you know, then, but if you could go, oh, ils se sont retrouvés, whatever, then in other words, just practice swapping il for a name. And that's a really good technique to get into. Now, side note, you can get yourself out of jail here by going, Nick and Luke, they met online. Nick et Luc, ils se sont retrouvés en ligne. That's very, very French. Yeah, me, I like cheese. You know, moi, j'aime le fromage. But it's a little bit lazy, all right? So in other words, if I'm saying, what did I say? Luke's not going to work next week, then you should be quite comfortable going Luke va, yeah, rather than just Luke il va. Good. Anybody joining? You're more than welcome to join us on Zoom. Please come and say hello. So off you go. So could you please say Luke is going to join us? Sorry, Luke is not going to work next week. Luke. Don't worry. Just ignore the last 2 minutes of me speaking. I don't mind. That's fine. That's fine. So what's Luke going? What is Luke is going? Luke is going. Luke. Save me. He's going. Save me. He's going. Save me. Luke's going. Say Luke's not going. Good. Don't let the ne be a pain in the bottom. What's the most important out of ne and pas? Which are the two words? Spot on. Just say to me, Luc va pas. Even when you reintroduce the ne is so small and subtle. Luc va pas. Luc ne va pas. The ne is not a big deal in French. Why? Luc ne va pas, Luc ne va jamais, Luc ne va plus, Luc, il n'a rien. The ne isn't the information there. The rien, the plus, the jamais, that's the information word. All right, so the stress comes down on that word. Good. So especially when you start throwing pronouns in the clever way that you already have, Luke's eaten it. Luc l'a mangé. Luke hasn't eaten it. Luc l'a pas mangé. If you're getting the ne, if you're putting too much weight on the ne, Luc ne l'a pas, the weight will feel wrong in the sentence. So off you go. So Luke's not going to work. That was perfect. Luke's not going to work. Go on. That's it. Next week. La semaine prochaine. That's it. And again, breathe in. Luc va pas travailler la semaine prochaine. Good. I would like you to remember that the French R is a palate scrape. So rrr, which you do very nicely, is like an Italian or a Spanish doble R. So it's kind of like, you know, perro or something. The French R is like some nasty little gobshite teenager is standing on top of a bridge and he's going, Yep. So to achieve a French R, you place your mouth in the position of the vowel that comes next. So for example, let's say we were saying the word rue, okay? Now there's geographical variation on whether or not you say rue or rue, you know, that's fine, that's no problem. But just smile for me and just say U, just literally as if you're saying a U on its own. Say U, nice vibration, nice vibration. Your vowels are in the right place. Now keep your face in exactly the position that you're going to be in for U. Breathe in, and as you go to say the U, let some of the air scrape across the top of your mouth. Rue. There you go, that was exquisite. That was bloody good. Well done. Let's do rire, which is an interesting verb because it's got two R sounds in it. So let me hear the vibration for E on its own. E. Nice, bit more vibration in the face, the head. E. That's good, it came down the microphone. Anybody listening would have heard it. Now, look at the camera, keep your face in that same place, breathe in, and as you go to say the E, can you send the palate scrape across the top? Ri. No, you're going ri. I need the ri. Go on, ri. Scrape, ri. Now you go. Look, all your energy is moving in the lips. I want the scraping noise. Ri. That's it. We don't roll the lips in French. Please. I'm a Spanish teacher. I love the fact that you can roll the lips, but not in French. Ri. Yeah. It's not like reír. It's not like rrr. It's not the the good. Lovely. Okay, good. So Luke's not working last week. So therefore, this class is the last class for him. This class is the last class for him. Off you go.
I forgot my P4, sorry.
Which animal goes Which animal goes I suppose, and what is Eeyore? What is he? He's a donkey. Yeah? So what's the first syllable of donkey? Donk. So therefore, donk. You will never again forget the word donk. So could you please say for me donk?
Donk.
Lovely. Let me hear the C, donk.
It's donk.
Yeah,
donk.
okay, lovely, okay, good. Lovely. This class.
Cette classe.
Now, pause. The word class means the group of people. Class means the group of people. Cours. Good. So this class, pause. If I told you cours was masculine, how would I say this class?
C'est cours.
How am I spelling the word so?
C-E.
Good. And an E is pronounced how, unless it's an ER, an ES, or an ET, or an EZ. But generally, how would I say the masculine word of the? How would I say that? Nice. How would I pronounce J-E? Je. See the richness there, yeah? How would I pronounce M-E, like the pronoun to me? Why are we changing all of a sudden? We've just done a delicious le. We've just done a delicious je. How are we going to just swap the first sound for an M? How am I going to pronounce M-E? M. Thank you. How am I going to pronounce T-E? How am I going to pronounce D-E? Has my point been made? Yeah. So how am I going to pronounce C-E? That's it. So, set, say. Yeah. Masculine this, feminine this, plural this, say. Side note, if it was a masculine thing, if it were a masculine thing, speak proper English, Luke. If it were a masculine thing, which began with an open mouth, like this man, cet homme, that'd be C-E-T. That's like, a slightly different thing. But normally masculine, ce garçon, ce problème, ce cours. So could you say for me, this class?
Ce cours.
Every French syllable we want to vibrate on. Cours, vibrate for me, ce cours.
Cours.
Good. No, I don't want more R. I just want deeper OU into the chest. Ce cours.
Secours.
Good. Secours on its own means like emergency help. Like secours, like help. Good. So secours will be, let's knock up the interest level. Will be. How do I say will be?
Sera. Good.
Sera. Now notice the S-E. How do we pronounce an E in French unless it is caveat E-S-E-T-E-R-E-Z? No. What I mean is, how do we pronounce an E without an accent on it unless it is E-R-E-S-E-T-E-Z? So it's not sera, which is will squeeze. Yeah, will squeeze. I want will be. Sera.
Sera.
We've all come across Okay, sera, on all of this business. Yeah, and no, that's not what we want. Okay, good. I think I've got 2 meetings running simultaneously because it's just telling me that a meeting is starting in 5 minutes, and so that's a little bit worrying. So I just need to, that might be a bit of a problem, but anyway, if you're watching this and you're trying to join and you can't get in a Zoom meeting, just tell me on YouTube, will you please? Good, so this class will be ce cours sera.
Ce cours sera.
My last class. Masculine. You've just told me ce cours, so you know it's masculine. My last class.
Mon dernier cours.
Now you've just told me it's masculine, so masculine. You've just told me it's masculine. So what's the word for my if it's what's the word for last if it's a masculine word?
Dernier.
No. Dernier, not dern. Dernier, yeah? Yeah. Vowels are king. Vowels are more important than consonants. Dernier. Ça fait mon dernier cours.
Mon dernier cours.
Lovely. Good. Okay. This morning.
Ce matin.
Good. There you go. Ce matin. Find the vowel. Don't go ce matin just with it. Yeah. Always find the vowel. Go deeply into the vowel. Then your mouth will remember where you're going. I woke up. Reflexive verb in the past. I woke up.
Je me suis réveillé.
Lovely. That was je me suis, but it's poetry past word. So réveil is not the past word. What's the past word that I want? Je me suis réveillé.
Réveillé.
That's it. Poetry past, guys. Okay, if you go with a reflexive or I can't even think. Putain, reciprocal. In the past, then you are going to need a past word. So let's be honest. If the verb is an a verb, I can't think of any a verbs that don't end with a. Fiché, fichu. But apart from that, like most of the time, so manger. No, he ate himself. No, toucher. Il s'est touché. He touched himself. Woke up. Réveillé. Il s'est réveillé. So the past bit. So like a bat out of hell. Madam has just done the most beautiful je me suis. That's lovely, but je me suis réveillé. Can we do je me suis réveillé and get a little bit of our palate scrape at the top? Je me suis réveillé.
Je me suis réveillé.
Go on, so réveillé, je me suis réveillé.
Je me suis réveillé.
Lovely. Now, when you trip up over stuff, there's 2 things to do. The first thing to do is the absolute opposite of what you want to do. What you want to do when you trip up over stuff is to go like this. Je me suis réveillé. To really try and be in charge of your lips. No. Keep your lips small. Keep your lips relaxed. Just give me more air. Je me suis réveillé. Look at me. Look how little stretch is coming into it. Je me suis réveillé. Keep your mouth really small. Go on. Je me suis réveillé, but blow through. Je me suis réveillé.
Je me suis réveillé.
That's it. Everybody listening would say that was lovely and clear. It doesn't affect the clarity. We do not need to speak like this. Yep, good. So I woke up. I said to myself, and I pause. I said is j'ai. What's I said? J'ai. Good job. So we know the past participle. What would be I said to myself? Which is also in the past, and which is also another reflexive verb. So in other words, it's another job for the poetry past. You've just done one. Je me suis réveillé. What's I said to myself?
Je me suis dit.
Hang on. So you've inadvertently displayed grammar that you now not thinking about, and we can't have that. Okay. So basically, you said, "Oh, I woke up." You've learnt it. Je me suis réveillé, which is great. But why is je me suis réveillé, I woke up? Because the verb to wake up, could you wake me up? Oh, wait, Luke, get the cup. Yeah, you could wake me up, okay? I'd rather it be with a cup of tea and some maybe bacon, eggs, nice and soft. But the fact is, you woke yourself up. As far as French is concerned, you woke yourself up. So whilst it might not be obvious to the untrained eye, wake up is a reflexive verb. And to do a reflexive verb in the past, you've just instinctively used what I call the poetry past, which is person, reflexive pronoun, and the verb to be. So, je me suis, tu t'es, il s'est, nous nous sommes, vous vous êtes, ils se sont. Great. So in other words, if I said I said to myself, this is audibly a reflexive in the past, but it's exactly the same technique. The poetry, which is the 3 little words together, and then the past participle as it stands. So what were your first 3 words when you said I woke up? You said, what were they?
Je me suis.
Great, that was it. The first three I said. What were the first three? Great. And then, listen, poetry past. Just say for me, poetry past. In English, just say poetry past.
Poetry past.
So what that then means is that you then go get your past word as if you're in a normal verb. If you're in a normal verb and you say he has said, you'd say il a. That's it. So therefore, I said to myself, je me suis dit. All right, that's all it's going to be. So I said to myself, je me suis dit. What's the past tense of the word to wash? So laver, how would you say I have washed the car? J'ai la. That's it, because it's an A verb. It's an A verb. Therefore, record this word you've just said. Say for me, I got washed. In other words, I wash myself. Off you go. Je me suis
lavé.
That's it. That's it. The verb to render yourself count, otherwise known as to realize, is se rendre compte. Yeah? To render yourself count. I know that sounds weird, but that's how you say realize in French. Réaliser as well, but it's not as common at all, because that's normally like to realize someone's ambitions or something. It's not the best choice. If I gave you the verb vendre, how would I say he has sold? Il a, from the verb vendre, to sell. How would I say he has sold? Il a vendu. That's it. So if I gave you rendre, the past tense would be rendu. That's it. So I realized I'm going to need a poetry past. So I realized je me
suis rendu.
With can't on the end, lovely, because it's a phrasal verb. Lovely, well done, that's it. So je me suis, tu t'es, il s'est, nous nous sommes, vous vous êtes, il se sont. Yeah, you know those ones. If you want to do something really good, notice that whatever tense you go in, as long as it's an auxiliary tense, the past word will be exactly the bloody same. In French, if you've got a verb which has got 3 bits in it, it will always have the same number 1 and number 3. Il a parlé, il avait parlé, il aura parlé, il aurait parlé, subjunctive qu'il ait parlé. Same with the reflexives. Je me suis rendu compte, je m'étais rendu compte, I had realized, je me serais rendu compte, je me serais rendu compte, que je me sois rendu compte. So this poetry past shit, for those of you that want to progress to advanced, is really clever. Just say, je me suis, tu t'es, il s'est, nous nous sommes, vous vous êtes, ils se sont, plus the past word. I had, je m'étais, tu t'étais, il s'était, nous nous étions, vous vous étiez, il s'était. Same guide, the je, the me, and the verb to be, plus the past word. If you brought in pronouns with it, so I remembered it, je m'en suis, tu t'en es, il s'en est, or je m'y suis, tu t'y es, I got used to something. In other words, if you're using verbs that use de and a, that you then use on and e. So in other words, if you go, Luke, what is this poetry past you're speaking of? Can you give me all the videos on this from beginners up to massively freaking advanced? Or can I have the podcast on it, which tell you exactly the same thing in a 4-minute little window? Then just bloody email me and say, Luke, this sounds important and I kind of want this. Good, bloody good job. Well done. Let's go to Carol. Good, Carol. If you're not Carol, can you now turn off the mic? So, Carol, off you go. So say for me, the verb boire, can you say for me, Luke is drinking a cup of tea?
Luc boit une tasse de thé.
Spot on. Luc boit une tasse de thé. It's un verre, une boisse. For the uninitiated, the verb is boire. Boire, and Carol expertly went soft hard. Luke is a single creature. Luke is a single creature. Luke, does this look like bedhead? Does this look like I've been up all night having fun? No. So Luke, wake up with perfect hair. So no fun. Luke boit une tasse de thé. Luke boit une tasse de thé. Okay, because.
Pourquoi? No, parce que.
Good job. Anybody that's learned other languages, like Spanish, like porque and porque, like because and you know why are similar words in other languages. For what, in other words, but not in French. So parce que, lovely. He likes to drink it before working. He likes to drink it before working.
Il aime avant.
Pause. So what's he likes? Well done, Eno. What's the verb to drink? Because he likes to drink. So what's he likes to drink?
Il aime boire.
Good. So what we've done so far is Carol's gone, he likes, and she knows because she's conjugated a verb that the second one is in the infinitive. You've When we say it, we're either talking about tea or we're talking about a cup of tea. And they're different genders. Tea is le thé, and a cup of tea is une tasse de thé. But if we said he's had a cup of tea because he likes to drink it, in my mind, I'm thinking about tea. So let's just quickly do a pronoun. So how would you say, which as far as you're concerned is we're going to be in 2 weeks? Yeah, so next week is verbs. Next week I'll work with you as verbs, then next week is pronoun. So basically, if I said I eat, how would you say I eat?
Je mange.
Nice accent, nice connectivity, lovely vowels, very happy Luke. How would you say I eat it? Assuming it's something masculine, how would you say I eat it?
Je le mange.
Great. So the pronoun we need here is direct. Carol has expertly chosen a direct pronoun. She knows it's love. What is the little song that I sing for pronouns? I say bits before verbs unless there's an infinitive. In the sentence, j'aime boire, is there an infinitive?
Yeah.
So in other words, that means shove your little pronoun, in this case le, before the infinitive. How would you say I like to drink it?
J'aime le boire.
Good. Now, whenever you've just done something clever and you've just put the Lego kit together, your brain has just worked it out. Your mouth is still not yet familiar with that. So say that for me 5 times. J'aime le boire, j'aime le boire, j'aime le boire. Go.
J'aime le boire, j'aime le boire, j'aime le boire, j'aime le boire, j'aime le boire.
Good. And you'll notice that listening, Carol has a very nice facility and ease of putting words together. That is what you guys want. Once you've said a sentence, put it together. Yeah, all of you so far. I mean, Claire, Carol, these are good accents. These are good, smooth voices. So use that. Don't every single time go, right, oh, here we go again, but grammar challenge. Only do the grammar challenge on any one sentence once and then say it 5 or 6 times so your mouth gets used to it so that you don't actually have to do the grammar thing every time. Good. So say for me, I like to drink it. J'aime le boire.
J'aime le boire.
Right, now, before working. Avant de travailler. So I absolutely recommend that anybody that doesn't understand this next bit emails me and says, can I have the before video? Or just go on a PC onto my home page and just write avant, and a video will come up, which is called, well, the set 4 will come up, really. In other words, I'm going to quickly explain the technique very quickly, and then we're going to proceed with some examples. Number 1, when you have a preposition, you never say ing like en, A-N-T. So, for example, Carol is motivating, as in she's motivating me, as an adjective. She's a very motivating person. Elle est motivante. Or, John is motivating, John est motivant. So that would be an adjective. Yeah. Luke is amusing. Laugh at rather than with, but Luke is amusing. Luke est amusant. So we do use a few ings in French, but nowhere near as much as in English. Like, Carol is buying her heroin from her normal dealer. That's a verb. So we don't use ings for that. We just say Carol buys. Carol achète. We don't have an ing form. We don't have a continuous form in French. The only possible thing we could do is say Carol is in the process of buying her heroin from her normal dealer. I keep saying it's all wrong. I keep saying I can get a discount. So Carol est en train d'acheter. That's the only way we could achieve an ing. The only way. If it's before an ing or after an ing, so before speaking or after speaking, then that will be après avoir plus the past tense, or après être plus the past tense, or avant de. So I'm not going to go over that now again in the video. It's all in the video about it's all in the video about this. All I'd say is, side note for those of you watching, is if you've got before and an ing with 2 different people, we use avant que or après que. So for example, before Luke went to town, Carol made him a cup of tea. That would be avant que. But before going, avant plus de plus the infinitive. So what's the verb to work? Carol, you said it beautifully.
Travailler.
So could you say for me before working?
Avant de travailler.
Now what I like that, now careful, we've got a little cheeky bit of reading. What are my 2 verb types called? Speak English, putain que tu parles en anglais. What are my 2 verb types? What two verb?
A.
Yeah.
A and sortir.
Yeah, okay, good. Lovely. So A and soft hard. If you've got an A and a soft hard, okay, could you then say the verb to work and make it adhere to one of those types? What's the verb to work? Travailler.
Travailler.
There we go. If you're saying you're reading and reading badly, because we don't say travailleur in French. Okay. Well, we do, but for something else. So basically, what's the verb to work? Travailler. Yeah. So say for me before working, avant de.
Avant de travailler.
Lovely. Now, what Carol inadvertently did there, which is very lovely, which I like very, very much, which often doesn't happen until a lot later, is she didn't put any stress on the de. I do a video which is called Which Words Do We Stress When We Speak? Now, I had a class on Wednesday night for a lot of people that I teach, and we had a couple of French sort of guests in because I organise swaps and exchanges and all this kind of stuff. And this is very lovely French guy called Pedro. I'm telling you he's French, but his name's Pedro. And he was speaking, and the words that they were missing are the prepositions, the words that you can't hear when you go, you're all speaking so fast. I'm like, we're not speaking so quickly at all. It's because we've got certain words that we don't stress. We don't put any interest on them. So from the get-go, a preposition is never going to be a word you stress. You're never going to say avant de travailler. It would be crazy. So in other words, when you're listening to my videos and you're copying me, don't just copy the accent, don't just copy the voice, copy the rhythm and copy which words get the stress. So that was nice. So say for me, before working, avant de travailler.
Avant de travailler.
Here's how we say after working. After having worked, après avoir travaillé. Travailler this time being the past tense with the E flick on the end. So say for me after working, après avoir travaillé.
Après avoir travaillé.
Good. How would I say before doing? If the verb to do, what's the verb to do?
Être.
To do.
Faire.
That's it?
Yeah.
Faire. Good. So what would be before doing?
Avant de faire.
Nice. What would be before doing it? And assume we're talking about something masculine. And remember the pronoun that we've heard already in today's class. What would be before doing it?
Avant de faire.
No. Very nice. Now, avant du faire is a mistake that people make when they are being clever and they think de and le become du. De and le will only become du if the word le is a bloody the. If it is a pronoun representing something else, you never join the buggers. Never. So, for example, I am going to see him, my friend Nick. Je vais le voir. I've just seen him. Je viens de le voir. So, good muscle memory. Every other bloody phrase you come across with de and le, because of, à cause de. Because of the boy, à cause du garçon. De and le will commonly become du, but not when it is a pronoun, not when it represents somebody, only when it means de. So in other words, could you say before doing it, avant de...
Avant de le faire.
Nice rhythm, good. Because...
Parce que.
Lovely. Often, I'm thirsty.
Souvent, j'ai soif.
Good. In the expression, j'ai soif, what verb did you use instead of the verb to be? What verb did you use?
Avoir.
Great. Notice, guys, this is a phrasal verb. Here is the dictionary definition of a phrasal verb. When you add a preposition to another verb to create a new verb. That's really what it is formally. So like go as opposed to go on, go across, come on, come up, you know. This is the language learner's definition of a phrasal verb. If you spoke fluent French and English, would you say normally in English, I have thirst? No. So if you're using different words for your expression, that is a phrasal, and that means right. And here's the two laws for phrasals that you need. Rule number one, there's only ever going to be one verb that you conjugate. There's only ever going to be one verb that you conjugate. Rule number two, it's going to be a dead simple verb. So in other words, if I'm saying I'm thirsty, j'ai soif, lovely. What verb are we using there? As you've just said, what j'ai is from which verb? Great. So how do you say I was thirsty?
J'avais soif.
Well done. How would you say I will be thirsty?
J'aurais soif.
Job done. Don't swap. The amount of times people say there are, il y a, and I say, what's there was? And they go, oh, il y était. I'm like, hang on. We've seen fixed to basically say avoir with there is in the present tense. We don't change that. If you're using a different bloody verb for an expression, it will be that way all the way through. Luc is part of a group of, Luc fait partie, faire. Luc faisait partie, Luc fera partie, que Luc fasse partie. Lovely, good. Good job. Lovely, okay. I have eaten.
J'ai mangé.
I've eaten nothing.
J'ai mangé rien.
No. Rien counts as an adverb and it also counts as an object. So I know it's tricky, but basically, it's going to do, we're going to treat it like an adverb. Do you know at all the poem? Does anybody know the poem for what I say about adverbs? Adverbs go after verb number 1. All right. So if I said j'ai mangé, where's the first verb in j'ai mangé?
Avoir.
Great. So could you say I haven't eaten anything? In other words, I've eaten nothing. Adverbs go after verb number 1. Off you go.
Je n'ai rien mangé.
Drop the no, don't worry about it. Just say j'ai rien mangé.
J'ai rien mangé.
Good. Give me a bit more force. J'ai rien mangé. If you watch the video I told you to watch about which words we stress, you'll see that adverbs get stressed. J'ai rien mangé. Go, j'ai rien mangé.
J'ai rien mangé.
Not rien, rien. Rien, and rien mangé. Lovely. Now,
j'ai rien mangé.
that's nice. Now, if I can put the ne back in without compromising the pressure on the rien, by all means, moi je n'ai rien mangé. Fine, but I don't put the ne back in and take any weight off the rien. Good. What I will eat. Re, ra, ron is my methodology for the will. What I will eat. Je mange.
Je mangerai.
Well done. What I will eat. Nothing. Adverbs after verb number 1. What I will eat. Nothing.
J'ai rien.
You've just told me je mangerai. All we're doing is adding a rien. Off you go. In my expression, eyes on me, don't. In case anybody wants to know the location of Chris Hemsworth during the lockdown, he lives at Carol's, because anytime that there's a question, our lovely little Carol looks on her wall and he's there, chained, naked, torso, up on the ceiling, because given half a bloody chance, she's looking up at the ceiling.
I wish.
So basically, if you're after Mr. Hemsworth, he's round at Carol's. So the fact, let me out, Carol. It's been weeks. I can't. I'm drained. Stay there, Thor. So the point is, keep your eyes forward when you do this, because if you guys do this, you're transcribing and you won't be able to go quickly. Good. So say for me. Je mangerai.
Je mangerai rien.
Good. Je mangerai rien. Okay, lovely. If I said I had eaten, j'avais mangé. Yeah. Could you say I hadn't eaten anything?
Je vais rien manger.
You've got it. Could you say I'm going to eat?
Je vais
Hang on. Look at me. Did you just conjugate a first verb? Yes. Does that mean that you don't need to conjugate anything else? That's right. Go again. I'm going to eat something. Sorry, I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat.
Je vais manger.
Good. Yeah, that's fine. Now could you say I'm going to eat nothing?
Je vais rien manger.
Good. Now, let me tell you why this little method is insidious, because basically your ears are hearing manger rien, rien manger, manger rien, rien manger. You're hearing them both ways round. So in other words, those of you that are up to doing the grammar in all the tenses, so if you understand all the tenses, so in other words, if you've got il parle, il a parlé, no, 5 tenses with an auxiliary, 5 conjugations with an auxiliary, 5 without. So il parle, il parlait, il parlera, il parlerait, subjunctive qu'il parle, versus il a parlé, il avait parlé, il aura parlé, il aurait parlé. There's 5 with, 5 without. Then go up to saying them 5 without, 5 with, or 5 with, 5 without, with an adverb. So let's use pas. Let's not use ne. Let's use pas. So il a pas mangé. No, let's do the ones without. So il mange pas, il mangeait pas. Parler. So il parle pas, il parlait pas, il parlera pas, il parlerait pas. Subjunctive qu'il parle pas. il n'a pas parlé, il n'avait pas parlé, il n'aura pas parlé, il n'aurait pas parlé, subjunctive qu'il n'ait pas parlé. So in other words, the adverb will float backwards and forwards depending on whether or not you've got an auxiliary. But the pronouns won't. So for example, if it's he speaks it, here's the 5 with. Il le parle, il le parle, il le parlerait. Here's the 5 without. Il le parle, il le parlera, il le parlerait, il le parle. Subjunctive qui le parle. Here's the 5 with an auxiliary. Il a parlé, il avait parlé, il aura parlé, il aurait parlé. Subjunctive qui l'ait parlé. So in other words, when you put sentences together, your pronouns aren't going to move. Depending what tenses you've got, that, like, you know, he gives me, il me donnera, il m'a donné, il m'avait donné. The me is going to go in the same place, unless, as beautifully just demonstrated by Carol, you've got an infinitive. So, il va me donner, for example. But your adverb is going to bounce backwards and forwards. To use these together successfully in different tenses, you need a video called The Game. So email me and say, Lukey, can I have the video called The Game, which shows you to use adverbs and pronouns together in all the different sentences. So let's try putting some together, Carol. So can you say for me, he is going to eat.
Il va manger.
He's going to eat it, talking about something masculine.
Il va le manger.
Put it together smoothly.
Il va le manger.
He's not going to eat it.
Il ne va pas le manger.
Yes. There we go. That's it. That's it. A normal sentence will often combine a pronoun and an adverb. Lovely. Good job. I'll come back round. I'll more than likely give everybody a second go, but bloody good job, missus. Lovely. Let's do, is Nick there? Nick, are you there?
Yeah.
Good. Try not to cry, guys. Nick has done a lot of work, and Nick is preparing to go and work in a French environment. Okay, so we've had Nicky for a little while now, so don't cry. Don't be like, yeah, don't stress if Nick's doing really. He's just put a lot of work in. That's it. Oh, don't talk rubbish. He's fantastic. Right, off you go. He should be bloody fantastic because Mr. is his teacher. Right, off you go. So Luke's just explained to them the difference between adverbs and pronouns. Luke's just explained to them the difference between adverbs and pronouns.
Luc vient d'expliquer.
Pause.
Luc vient d'expliquer.
Pause. What form of a verb needs to come after a de? Off you go. Luke's just explained.
Luc vient d'expliquer.
Lovely. Luke's just explained to them.
That's where we put that in. Luc, leur.
Bits before verbs and less before an infinitive. Off you go. Luke's just explained to them.
Luc vient leur d'expliquer.
Hang on. We've just had Luc vient de.
Yes.
Off you go. So, in other words, if you've just had Luc vient d'expliquer, which you've combined beautifully, which of those words is the infinitive?
Expliquer.
Off you go. Luke's just.
Luc vient de leur expliquer.
Pause. Say that for me 5 times smoothly.
Luc vient de leur expliquer. Luc vient de leur expliquer. Luc vient de leur expliquer. It's not smooth.
That's no, bit more energy. Luc vient de leur expliquer. Luc. So in other words, you've established that there's quite a lot of consonants required. What did we say? What did we say earlier? When we've got quite a lot of consonants, do the opposite of what your mouth wants to do. Don't go leur expliquer. Luc vient de leur expliquer. Keep your mouth small and don't care. Yeah? Off you go. Yes. And again, let everybody hear that. That was great.
Luc vient de leur expliquer.
That's it. Do the opposite of what you want. Good. Everybody's going clap, clap, clap in the mind. That sounded good. Luc vient de leur expliquer. Lovely. The difference between.
La différence entre.
Lovely. Well done. CE word, most of the time feminine. The adverbs and the pronouns.
La différence entre l'adverbe et.
The adverbs, if they're plural, the plural, les.
Les adverbes.
And the pronouns.
Et les pronoms.
Well done. Okay. Les pronoms. Good. Noun and name is the same word in French. Like nominal, nominally. First name, prénom, nom de famille. So sometimes you'll hear the M depending on the word. Sometimes you won't. Okay. Lovely. Okay. It's a question of rhythm. Before you go any further, how do we say a cup of tea in French? Une tasse de.
tasse de thé.
How do you, no, not everybody remembers that there's an H in T. So in other words, the TH in French is pronounced t hard. So how would you say theology in French? TH is pronounced t hard. How would you say theology?
Théologie.
Theology, lovely. Thesis, thèse, you know, whatever. Yeah. So how do you think we're going to say, oh, what's the word I just gave you? Rhythm. What's rhythm?
Rythme.
Rythme. Good. Rythme. Yeah, rythme. Because we don't say rhythm. Yeah, it's a rythme. So for me, it's a question of rhythm. C'est une question de rythme.
Une question de rythme.
Good. So in it's a question of rhythm, you've got two very useful pronunciation issues. You've got QU becoming K and TH becoming T. Okay, good. Lovely. When one creates a normal sentence, yeah, good. One.
On créa.
Pause. Well done. So quand and en, what are they going to become together? Quand and en.
Quand.
No, quand and en together become quand.
No, quand. Quand, no, I don't know this one.
Yes, you do. Say for me. Say that's it. Say for me. He is. Say for me. He is.
Il est.
Say for me when he is.
Quand il est.
That's
Quand
it.
il est.
That's it. There's another word in French which is Q-U-A-N-T. Quand, like Mary Quant. That spelling, yeah. Quand. That's a quant à moi, quant à toi. Like as for me, as for you. But quand, Q-U-A-N-D, will sound a T, not written with a T, but will sound a T if you then have a vowel after it. Quand il parle and all this business. So could you please say for me, when we create, what's the verb? What's the noun, Nick, for creation?
Création.
Gorgeousness. Well done. Nick knows enough to know that an Asian most of the time in French will be action. Good. Communication, communiquer. Transportation, transporter. Dédication, dédiquer. I swap action for a. I swap action for a. Création, créer. What's the verb to create? Well done, Nick. Step number 2 complete. So therefore, if the verb is créer, what's the short form of créer?
Crée.
There you go. Which everybody's like, is that the freaking word? So quand on crée, there you go. So there you go. When we create a normal sentence.
Quand on crée une phrase normale.
Lovely. Feminine, une.
Une phrase normale.
Hang on. Why have we gone into normal? It's great that your mouth knows that normal sometimes becomes normal, but if it's a feminine thing there, I don't need it. Say for me, quand on crée une phrase normale.
Quand on crée une phrase normale.
Go again, close your lips.
Quand on crée une phrase normale.
There you go. Look at the speed out of you. Look at the speed out of you. And it's just as clear. Lovely. Quand on crée une phrase normale. We need to think about this kind of thing. Lovely. Now, I like that. I don't mind that at all. Il faut penser. Good, but just to say that we could use both. So start with what you went with il faut penser. Lovely. We need to think about this kind of thing.
Il faut penser à propos de choses.
Now, do I need à propos or do I just need a verb? So what's to think of? Penser.
Penser à.
That's it. To think about, as in it go through your brain, is penser à. Penser de is opinion. What do you think of Donald Trump? Qu'est-ce que tu penses de? Okay, so say for me, we need to think about this kind of thing. Il faut penser.
Il faut penser à.
This kind of thing. So.
Ce genre de choses.
Breathe smoothly. Put it all together. Il faut penser à ce genre de choses. Put it all together smoothly.
Il faut penser à genre de choses.
This kind of thing.
Ce genre de choses.
From the beginning.
Il faut penser à ce. Is it? Il faut penser à ce genre de choses.
Good. That's it. And again.
Il faut penser à ce genre de choses.
Good. Slow it down, more connection, more smoothly. Off you go.
Il penser à ce
No,
genre
no,
de...
penser at, that's got binary. That's got jig, jig, jig. Il faut penser at. Remember, the layperson shouldn't be able to hear the difference between the words. Il faut penser à ce genre de choses. Go on.
Il faut penser à ce genre de choses.
Now with less mouth. Il faut penser à ce genre. Ouais, tu vois, alors moi je m'appelle Luc, ouais, je suis français, moi, ouais, il faut penser à ce genre de choses. If you were some like little working class little dude, you wouldn't open your mouth. Ouais, il faut penser à ce genre de choses.
Il faut penser à ce genre de choses.
Nice. Well done, Nick. That was great. Notice Luke opens his mouth a lot more than other people because he's a teacher. But you don't do that, yeah? Ouais, ça va, toi? Ouais, il faut penser à ce genre de choses de temps en temps. You need to think about this thing from time to time. That's the French that you're going to hear, guys. It won't be salut, Luke, because I'm helping you. Yeah, I'm trying to facilitate it. Good. Lovely.
Et the other one, on a besoin de genre de choses.
Pause. So off you go. So we need to think about this kind of thing. Go again using on a besoin. So we need to think.
On a besoin de penser à ce genre de choses.
That's it. That's bloody brilliant. All right. That's how it would connect. On a besoin de penser à ce genre de choses. Or if we've just said on a besoin de penser à ce genre de choses, did we use a verb there that used a de, or did we use a verb there that used an a?
Well, besoin is de.
No, but good point. A valid point. Yeah, okay. So how would you say we need to think about it?
On a besoin d'y penser.
Spot on, but on a besoin d'y penser. So in that one, Nick has cleverly swapped the a preposition plus what comes next with the pronoun letter Y-E. Yeah? On a besoin d'y penser. What would be, and you've just pointed out that there's two prepositions in that sentence. You said on a besoin de penser à ce genre de choses. So the first prepositional link was with a de. So how would I get rid of de and everything that comes next? How would we say we need it?
On besoin.
On
a besoin.
Hang on, say for me, we need on a.
On a besoin.
So don't get rid of the a. Just because you're popping in an on, you're popping in you're including the pronoun now. Yeah? Doesn't mean to lose the verb. Go on. On a besoin. Yeah? So that's a great little expression because basically when we have shit that uses a de, we take it down to an on. Yeah? Guys, I've just done a video. It was me walking through the park. It was me saying things you lose when you've got a verb with a de and an a. You can't go around using le. If you're all going, why isn't the pommy bastard not using fucking le, la, lay at this point? Why can't you say he needs it? Le. You can't use le, la, lay when you've got a verb that uses de. Nor can you use le, la, lay when you've got a verb that uses a. Yeah? I think it, j'y pense. Yeah? No, actually, penser you can. Penser can go in three ways. Penser something, penser does something, penser à something, and they're all slightly different. Good. I'm just going to go for a little wee-wee. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Where are we all?
I'm in Perth.
Brisbane?
I'm in Victoria.
Where is it, Victoria? Lenny? Where are you, Lenny?
I'm in Japan.
Japan?
Yeah. I guess I'm probably not Australian and Indian.
Yes.
What time is it? Right? I think about the same time as it is in Australia. I think it is 7:30. Okay.
I'm on 8:20. 8:30, yeah.
8:20 there. Okay, we are 1 hour behind you.
It's 3 or 2 now?
So in Perth is nearly 6:30.
Only 2 hours difference.
2 hours. Where are you, Nick? Sorry?
In
Where are
Sydney.
you? Sydney. When are you off to France?
Well, so I work in Cirque du Soleil. So that's, work comes as all the managers and all that speak French. So that's the aspiration to move on from acrobat into a sort of managerial position where that would be more beneficial. So.
Are you an acrobat?
Yes.
Are you an acrobat? I trained with a guy, a physio who worked with Cirque du Soleil, Trevor Ongtan. Do you know him?
No, he was an acrobat, or he was a physio.
The physio that he was inspired to start up aerial yoga using the silks like they do. He was with the in China, worked with in China a few years ago. He goes for a few weeks at a time to help out.
My show at the moment's in China. This is a new one, so it would have been a different one that Trevor would worked on.
Yep, it would have been. I can't remember which one it was.
I'm back.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What am I eating? What is this called in French? You cheeky cow, are you calling it pom? Bloody... I didn't get that prop on purpose. I do have an apple every day. I start the day with an apple. Right. Good, let's do a little bit more with Nick. So Nick, just say, we've just spoken. Just say my new friends and I, just say we've just spoken.
It's tricky. We have just on the body.
Who did you speak with?
Together, on again. Do we need to have a word in there?
No. On bien deux. Why? Because you've got an infinitive.
On bien deux.
No.
On bien de se parler.
That's it. Say it again.
On bien de se parler.
And again?
On bien de se parler.
Okay. French is confused. French is like, who are you speaking with? Oh, yourselves. Well, tell me then. Yeah, on bien de se parler. Okay, good. Okay. Say to me, we've just spoken about Luke. We've just spoken about Luke. I doubt you did, but just whatever. Just say we've just spoken about Luke. On bien.
On bien de. What did I miss before? On bien de.
No. What you said was correct, but I'm just now giving you. We've just spoken about Luke.
Luke.
About Luke.
De Luke.
Good. So we've just. Yeah. In that one, weirdly, we could drop the sut. On bien de parler de Luc. We could have dropped the sut there. That would have been okay. So imagine we had on bien de parler de. Let's say. So we've just spoken about the situation.
On vient de parler de la situation.
Good. We've just spoken about it. What was the pronoun that was used in on vient de parler? No, sorry, on vient. No, apologies. On vient de parler de la situation. What was the pronoun that came before la situation?
De.
Great.
So it's on. Yeah.
And in the sentence on vient de parler, do we have an infinitive?
Parler.
Where do pronouns go when we've got an infinitive? Before the infinitive.
On vient d'en parler.
Say, that's it?
On vient d'en parler. Yeah.
No. Say for me, we've just thought about Luke.
On vient de penser à Luc.
Say for me, pardon my mouthful, we've just thought about the situation.
On vient de penser de la situation.
Opinion or on vient de penser?
À la situation.
Say it again 5 times.
On vient de parler à la situation. On vient de parler à la situation.
Think, not speak. On vient de penser.
On vient de parler à la situation.
Think. I don't want to speak about this. We've just spoken it.
On vient de penser à la situation. On vient de penser à la situation. There you go. On vient de penser.
Good.
On vient de penser à la situation.
Now make that a pronoun. We've just thought about it. On vient de penser à.
On vient d'y penser.
That's it. Good job. On an E. Welcome to the club, ladies and gentlemen. That is how we use on an E instead of an it. Bloody common. Good. Luke bought himself some apples yesterday.
Luc s'est acheté des pommières.
Good. Luke s'est acheté des pommières. Luke bought himself some.
Luc s'y
Apacha. That's muscle memory. Why am I using a C? That would be ce. That would be ce. And what's the pronoun for ce?
Yes, it's a de.
No, it's not about the fact that it's a de. Say for me, Luke eats.
Luc mange.
Luke eats it.
Luc le mange.
Luke eats some.
Luc en mange.
In other words, with the normal bloody verb, you can use on. Verbs that otherwise you'd use le, la, and lay with. You can still use on. We're just saying if your verb uses de, you will use on to mean it. If your verb uses a, you will use e for it. If you've got a normal buggery verb, you can still use an on, it will mean some. So for example, if it's Luc vient d'acheter des pommes, could you pop the some pronoun? That's it. Now if it's Luc s'est acheté des pommes, Luc bought himself some apples, could you pop the on in there? No. Luke, we're going to do the one now. Luke's bought himself. Luc s'est acheté des pommes. Luc s'est acheté des pommes. Pop the on in there. Luc
s'en est acheté.
Good. So in other words, using son in reflexively will crop up in a couple of situations. Situation number one, in 3 situations for the advanced learner. Situation number 1, where you're using an ABC verb. So je me souviens de. What have I got that's over here? Nothing I can eat yet. So je me souviens de the magazine article. Yeah, je me souviens de, I remember the article. Je me souviens de l'article. I remember it. Je m'en souviens. Because that is a verb that uses de, an ABC verb. Therefore, I'm going to use en. That's situation number 1. So je m'en suis souvenu. I remembered it. Je m'en souviens. That's situation number 1. In other words, your verb originally had a reflexive and a de. And so to pop it the other way around, you're going to have to use an on. Situation number 2. You're going to use an on and a reflexive where just so freaking happens that you're sticking in a reflexive and an on separately just to help make your sentence fun. So Nick, could you say for me, I bought an apple? Normally, I bought an apple.
J'ai acheté.
Good. I could go with I bought one. J'en ai acheté. I could go with I bought myself an apple. I could do it without the pronoun. How would you say I bought myself an apple?
Je me suis acheté.
Oh yeah, or je me suis acheté une pomme. So in other words, I could do both of those separately with the ce or with the on. Could you put it together? I bought myself one.
Je me suis en acheté.
No, pronoun order.
Je m'en suis acheté.
Good.
Je m'en suis acheté.
Great.
Je m'en suis acheté.
That's lovely. All right. So in that sentence, it's not an ABC verb. It's just we've chosen to use a self and to use an on. Okay. The other time that it will happen would be in phrasal verbing, where we always use both. So, for example, say for me, I don't care, je m'en fous. Now, you can use it without the on. You can say, je me fous de toi, I don't give a fuck about you, I don't care about you. As sung by Edith Piaf in Non, rien de rien, non. She sings, je me fous du passé, I don't care about the past. She's not saying the F word, because it was published as a song in the 40s and 50s, so it's not that hardcore. But if I said the bird flies away, l'oiseau s'envole, that is a phrasal verb. There's no de. You're not using it with the de any other way around. It's just the verb to fly away is s'envoler. Yeah, that's just like s'en aller. Like exactly. Je m'en vais, tu t'en vas, il s'en est allé, je m'en suis allé. Exactly. So we've got 3 situations where you're going to have a mon, a ton, a son, a nous on, a vous on, and a son. Good, Nick. Good. Right. In my participants, I've got Chris waiting. We'll do Chris, then we'll do Lenny. Good. So good. Chris. Hi, Chris. You looking cool in your black hoodie? You're looking like a cool executioner. like you need a big massive axe to kind of come. Yeah, good. Oh, bless you. Right. It's cool. Good. Off you go. So say for me. Luke was explaining what we need to do with the prepositions. Luke was explaining what we need to do with the prepositions.
Luc expliquait ce
ce qu'on doit faire avec les prépositions.
Mm-hmm. Say for me, Luke was explaining what we need.
Luc expliquait ce qu'on a besoin.
No. This is new. This is nasty and this is new. Say for me, I need, using je, say I need the coffee.
J'ai besoin de café.
So in other words, that is an expression which uses de, correct? Say I need the coffee. This is near high end, I'll give you this. What's I need the coffee using, somewhere using a faux. Somewhere using the faux. I need a coffee.
Il faut du café.
I need, il me
faut du café.
That's it. I need a coffee.
Il me faut un café.
Good. Notice in the second example that il me faut went straight across to the object. Agreed? There was no de. There was no de. Notice in j'ai besoin d'un café, there was a de. So, when your verb doesn't use a de, when you make it a relative pronoun, okay, so say for me, I see the cake, just normally I see the cake.
Je vois le gâteau.
How do you say the cake I see?
Le gâteau que je vois.
Spot on. Because there was no obstacle the first way around, we can just use a bloody cut. If I've got I need the cream, how do you say I need the cream?
J'ai besoin de crème.
The cream. J'ai besoin de
la crème.
How would you say the cream I need?
La crème dont j'ai besoin.
Great. So we're acknowledging that there's already a sort of theme here, that because we're reversing it, we've got to have something special. If I said the cream so I know what. No, Chris knows what I need. Your instant reaction is to say, Chris, say ce que, yeah? Because ce que is what when there's not a question followed by a person. You can only use ce que when the verb that this person is going to do has no prepositions. What is the alternative for ce que when the verb that comes next has the preposition de in it?
De quoi?
No.
De quoi?
That would be an interrogative form, yes. Ce dont. Ce dont. Yeah? Ce dont. Ce dont. So in other words, this is in the video that I referred to earlier called things you lose when your verb contains de and a. So in other words, what as a non-question, commonly ce que, less commonly ce qui if it's going into a verb rather than a person next. So for example, Chris, give me 2 examples with ce que and ce qui. So say to me, I like what Luke is eating. I like what Luke is eating.
J'aime ce que Luc mange.
Say to me, I don't like what is happening in America.
J'aime pas ce qui s'est passé.
Present tense, I don't like it. So ce qui was lovely, but I don't like what is happening in present tense. Je n'aime pas ce qui.
J'aime pas ce qui
Present tense.
passé.
The verb is se passer. Go again in the present tense. Je n'aime pas ce qui.
J'aime pas ce qui passe.
The verb is se passer.
J'aime pas ce qui se passe aux États-Unis.
Good work, Chris. So ce qui and ce que generally deal with most of our situations, but if the verb that is following the what word happened to originally contain a de, you are going to come up with the bastard love child of ce que and don. And what do we think the bastard love child of ce que and don is? Ce don. Ce don. Yeah? In other words, you can't say ce que if the next verb would have contained a de. So say for me, I know what Luke needs. A verb which would have been Luc a besoin de. So if we go, I know what Luke needs. Je sais?
J'aime ce dont Luc a besoin.
No, I know, je sais ce dont Luc a besoin. Lovely. Yeah? Good, lovely. That could start a sentence as well, just as ce qui and ce que could start a sentence. Chris, could you say for me, what is interesting in Australia is, how would you say that?
Ce dont qui est...
Listen, Chris, calm. When I say stop. What is interesting has got bugger all to do with anything to do with de. What is interesting? We're immediately going into a verb. What did we previously use with which of our what word?
Ce qui,
That's
ce
it.
qui est entre...
That's it. If I said what Chris likes is delicious, as in, well, what Chris likes is delicious. He normally orders this cake. What Chris?
Ce que Chris...
Yeah, that's fine. So the sukis and the sukas of this world can start a sentence as long as it's not a question. So can the sudons. As long as the verb that's coming next is a verb that would have otherwise used de. So say for me, what we're going to speak about.
Ce dont que...
No. Why que? What we. Give me the word again. Sudon.
Ce dont on parlera.
Yeah, or ce dont on va parler. Yeah, great. Okay, good. So ce dont is the equivalent of ce que when the next verb is or would have contained de. You're not going to hear the de. You're not going to hear the de because it's been absorbed into the ce dont. So, for example, I know what he needs. Je sais très bien ce dont il a besoin. Now, if I was using faut, Chris, say for me he needs, il lui faut. Yeah, say for me he needs the cream. Just say he needs the cream using that word. Il lui faut
du crème.
No, the cream, Chris. Listen, and it would be de la crème. Listen, he needs the cream.
Il lui faut de la crème.
The cream, not some cream. That's all correct French, but he needs the cream specifically.
Il lui faut la crème.
Great. The cream he needs using il lui faut. The cream he needs.
Le crème dont
No,
il lui faut.
Chris. You're not concentrating, you're getting nervous. Il lui faut, did it in any way, shape, or form use a de. So, in other words, no, the cream he needs, la crème.
Okay. Le crème... il lui faut.
Say for me, I see the cake.
Tu vois le gâteau.
The cake I see.
Le gâteau que je vois.
Well done. What is our basic word for a relative pronoun when there's no other crappeluga? That's it. Just go. Up you go.
La crème qu'il lui faut.
Spot on. Now, the reason this is vicious is because that expression, you're going to hear these expressions multiple ways. You're going to hear them like this. J'ai besoin de quelque chose. Il me faut quelque chose. You're going to hear la crème qu'il me faut. La crème dont j'ai besoin. You're going to hear it with what before it? Je sais ce qu'il me faut. Je sais ce dont j'ai besoin. So in other words, the reason deliberately I'm exposing Chris to all 6 of these is because it's like, oh shit. So in other words, there's multiple versions. They're all grammar. There's no doubt whatsoever about the grammar. It's j'ai besoin de quelque chose. Il me faut quelque chose. The thing I need. La chose dont j'ai besoin. La chose qu'il me faut. I know what I need. He knows what I need. Il sait ce dont j'ai besoin. Il sait ce qu'il me faut. There's no doubt. There's no room for grammatical error with these 3 situations. But the problem is that when you've done quite a lot of work, which Chris has, your muscle memory remembers other versions of this shit. The verb element here is not changing in any of these 6 situations. It's always the il me faut besoin crap. So that's why this is absolutely vile, because it's like, oh, I can remember hearing these lyrics with that word. I can remember hearing these lyrics with that word. So you've got to think clearly what is going on. If it's need into an object, Luke needs the apple. Luc a besoin de la pomme. The apple Luke needs. La pomme dont Luc a besoin. I need the apple. Il me faut la pomme, straight across. The apple I need. La pomme qu'il me faut. I know what I need it. J'en ai besoin. Il m'en faut. Whatever. We've done that way round as well. I know what Luke needs. Je sais ce dont Luc a besoin. Not even mentioning the japonais. Je sais ce qu'il me faut. So when you guys watch this video back, remember about 1 minute and 1 hour and 5 minutes, and focus on that because it's a really hefty little section of different stuff. In other words, in overview, there's different ways of doing it according to what you're saying, whether you're saying verb and the name, either way, besoin or faut, both of which are absolutely bloody necessary in French. You'll need you to use both. Or are we saying object and then the need, object and then the need? Or are we referring to the object as a pronoun? Or are we referring to the object as a what? I know what Luke needs. And there's 4 really, we've just used 4 different ways of doing that. With 2 different types of verbs, so that's 8 methods. So that's why it's a little shitstorm. So good. Chris, just as a means of like targeted revision, next time I see you, I will specifically be giving you like one of those 8 in a different order. So it's like, but I know it's hideous. So long story short, if your verb doesn't use de, you're pretty safe. You know, il me faut might seem complicated to you guys because you're using me, but it's il me faut la pomme, qu'il me faut. I'm just using a normal cas. Like je vois le gâteau que je vois. You know, that's quite safe. There's no de, there's no a. I know what Chris wants. Je sais ce que Chris veut. I know what Chris needs. I know what he needs. Je sais ce qu'il lui faut, ce qu'il lui faut. So when you've not got a de going on, we're just safe. It's just a sea of que. Good, carry on, Chris. It's annoying that there are 2 versions. It's annoying that there are 2 versions.
C'est agaçant qu'ils sont 2 versions.
Say for me, there are.
Ils sont.
There are. There are. There is or there are?
Ils sont.
No. Chris, you're being American now. One of the reasons I prefer Australians to Americans, with all the love in the world, America, they'll say something and then they'll go, I'll say no, and they'll try it again with a different tone of voice. And I'm like, in the last 5 seconds, my language has not changed. It hasn't suddenly become correct. Il son wasn't correct 7 seconds ago. It's not correct now. What's there is? Chris, say for me there is a problem.
Il y a un problème.
Thank you. So say for me there is again.
Il y a.
Good. Lovely. Lovely.
You
Okay.
said there are the first time, did you know?
I did. That makes no bloody difference. Yeah.
It's the same. Il y a.
Thank you.
Il y a. Okay.
You know this. So say for me there are 2 versions.
Il y a 2 versions.
Good. Say for me it's annoying that there are 2 versions.
C'est agaçant qu'il y a 2
No.
versions.
It's annoying is what? What's it's annoying? It's a neutral sentence, Chris, isn't it? It's a neutral sentence. It's annoying there are 2 versions.
Il est agaçant.
No, well, c'est agaçant or il est agaçant. I don't mind about that, but stick with c'est agaçant. C'est agaçant that, or il est agaçant that there are 2 versions.
C'est agaçant que ce soit.
No! Fail. Say for me there are. Say for me there are.
Il y a.
Good man. We're not swapping that. Off you go. We just go.
C'est agaçant qu'il y ait 2 versions.
That's it. Subjunctive. Oh, don't change things when there's a different mood. We just change the tense. Yeah, good. Off you go. Say for me again. There are 2 versions.
Il y a 2 versions.
No, normal.
Il y a 2 versions. Il y a 2 versions.
I'm happy there are 2 versions.
Je suis content qu'il y ait 2 versions.
Good. They're sorry. There are 2 versions. Back to normal.
Ils sont des.
Back to normal. There are 2 versions. There are.
Il y a 2 versions.
Good man. Good man.
Sorry, sorry.
No. Say for me. I'm scared there are 2 versions.
J'ai peur qu'il soit.
You are determined. Look, what am I telling you? What is the expression for there are or there is? What's the expression for there is or there are?
J'ai peur qu'il y ait 2 versions.
See what I mean? That's it. Now, is it a bad thing that you think, ooh, subjunctive, swat? That's no bad thing at all. If the bloody verb was be, yeah, okay, good. Luke has explained.
Luc a expliqué.
I'm scared Luke has explained something. I mean, this is a half sentence, but I'm scared Luke has explained.
J'ai peur que Luc
Good. That Luke has eaten.
Que
No. Just on its own again. Luke, on its own again. Luke has eaten.
Luc a mangé.
I'm scared Luke has eaten.
J'ai peur que Luc ait mangé.
That's it. There are 3 people.
Il y a 3 personnes.
Better. It's weird there are 3 people.
C'est bizarre qu'il ait 3 personnes.
Stop. A subjunctive needs to be said in exactly the same bollocking manner as a normal verb. So for me, there is, il y a.
Il y a.
No problem at all. So for me, I think there are 3 people. Normal, which is not subjunctive, I think there are 3 people.
Je pense qu'il y a 3 personnes.
Listen to the fluidity of that. That was gorgeous. Now say for me, I'm scared there are 3 people. I want the same bloody fluidity. I don't want I just want it normal with the same fluidity. Just because it's going to change doesn't mean it can't be fluid. I could go, I'm scared there are 3 people.
J'ai peur qu'il ait 3 personnes.
No, you've lost the E. A subjunctive is not a change of the sentence. It's a change of the mood. Il y a, il y a. You're losing the E. Go again.
J'ai peur qu'il y ait 3 personnes.
But that was heavy. That was heavy as hell. That was heavy as hell. So let me know.
J'ai peur qu'il y ait 3 personnes.
I'm not hearing the E. Look, when you do il y a, you do a lovely E. You say il y a. Now let me hear il y a. I still need to hear the same ingredients. Here we go.
J'ai peur qu'il y ait 3 personnes.
That's it. Good. Subjunctive. So say for me, he gave it me. He gave it me. A sentence with 2 pronouns. He gave it me.
Il me
Look at me. No.
l'a donné.
We got there. What's the, just think, gave, past, yeah? And again, he gave it, and again, he gave it me.
Il me l'a donné.
Good, soften your mouth.
Il me l'a donné.
No, don't, right, say to me, il a donné, in one go, il a donné.
Il a donné.
He gave me. Smooth and fast.
Il me l'a donné.
No, listen, Chris, you're not listening. He gave. Go, quickly and smooth. He gave.
Il a donné.
No?
Il a donné.
Chris, this is beneath you. Come on, smooth man. Il a donné, go.
Il a donné.
Good, and again, faster.
Il a donné.
Good man. He gave me. Faster and smooth.
Il m'a donné.
Faster and smoother.
Il m'a donné.
And again, faster and smoother. Don't drop the A. Don't let the vowel of the A come down. Keep it as A. He gave me.
Il m'a donné.
Good, he gave it me. Fast and smooth.
Il me l'a donné.
No, that's not fast or smooth, and the mo is all over the place. Il me l'a donné. Go fast and smooth.
Il me l'a donné.
That's better. That was lovely. That was a good job. And again, il me l'a donné. I know it's quick. Il me l'a donné. Mouth together.
Il me l'a donné.
That's good. I'm happy he gave it me. Fast and smooth as the original.
Je suis content qu'il me l'ait donné.
That's it. But you still went peak. Yeah. We had Everest in the middle. Don't show off the subjunctive. Just say it for me normally. Go again, as fast and as smooth as the original. Off you go.
Je suis content qu'il me l'ait donné.
No, what? Why? You normally would never have a problem with the cutting and ed. Because your brain is thinking, I've got a subjunctive coming up. Somehow we had separation between the cut and the ed. Yeah?
Je suis content qu'il me l'ait donné. Il me l'ait donné.
All
Je suis
together
content
smooth.
qu'il me l'ait donné. Je suis content qu'il me
No,
l'ait donné.
Chris, it's not as fast as the original. Your original is brilliant. Je suis content qu'il me l'ait donné. Smooth. Je suis content qu'il me l'ait donné. Go on.
Je suis content qu'il me l'ait donné.
No,
Je suis content qu'il me l'ait donné.
almost. Say for me, il me l'ait donné. Il me l'ait donné.
Il me l'ait donné.
Which we're only practicing as a vocal exercise, guys. We would never normally say il me l'ait donné on its own unless there was something else in the dominant clause. You wouldn't practice a subordinate clause with a subjunctive unless there was a reason why. That's bad practice. But for this, because I know that Chris knows what he's doing, that's what I do. So, well, j'ai peur qu'il me l'ait donné. I say I'm scared he's giving me. J'ai peur qu'il me l'ait donné.
J'ai peur qu'il m'ait.
No,
Qu'il me l'ait donné. J'ai peur qu'il m'ait. J'ai peur qu'il me l'ait donné.
no, because you're stop. No muscle. J'ai peur qu'il me l'ait donné. J'ai peur qu'il me l'ait donné.
J'ai peur qu'il me l'ait donné. J'ai peur qu'il me
No,
l'ait donné.
look, j'ai peur. There's an audible pause. J'ai peur qu'il me l'ait donné.
J'ai peur qu'il me l'ait donné.
But do you see what I'm saying? There's a psychological block. Okay, say for me A. All we're doing is swapping a for a. Guys, for anybody watching this that doesn't literally get what's going on, this is about the subjunctive in the past. So say for me, Lucas,
Lucas,
subjunctive Luque.
Lucas,
Say for me, il a mangé.
il a mangé.
Say for me, je suis content qu'il ait mangé.
Je suis content qu'il ait mangé.
But just there's a psychological thing for you that feels because you're doing the subjunctive, you've got to slow it down. So I want you to practice until next time. Literally, in other words, am I happy and impressed that you can do the subjunctive? Yes, of course I am. Is it a thing in French? Is it like ta-da? No, so don't falsely stress it because in French it comes across ever so weirdly. It's sort of saying like, I'm happy that you have spoken to Luke. We don't want that. Yeah, good. And you speak really quickly and nice, okay? Right, off you go. I understand what Luke is trying to do. I understand what Luke is trying to do.
Je comprends ce que Luc a essayé de faire.
Je comprends ce que Luc essaie
De faire. Je suis content que...
I understand what Luke's trying to do.
Je comprends ce que Luc a... Je comprends ce que Luc essaie de faire.
I know what Luke's trying to do. I know what Luke's trying to do.
Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire.
Smoothly, je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire. Now, I don't even mind. I would actually prefer it to be a touch sort of slower. And you go, je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire. Or smoothly, or linked. That's what I would like. Go.
Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire.
That was grand. Now, by all means, push to your level. Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire. That's fine.
Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire.
So, in other words, speed for me means nothing if you can't stay attached. I'd rather not have it. Go again. Go back slowly again. It's not slow. It's already bloody fast. But what I'm saying is go at your slightly slower pace for you. Go, je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire. Look at my mouth. It's not opening. I'm eating. I won't open it. Be vile. Say for me. Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire.
Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire.
Is the air smooth all the way across? I don't think so. Go again. Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire.
Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire. Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire.
That's it. Until you can say that there's the same balance in all the words, good. Now say for me. Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire. Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire. Je sais ce que... So practice no mouth opening. Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire. Go on.
Je sais ce que Luc essaie de faire.
That's your homework as well. All right. So in other words, don't go quickly unless you can maintain the same. Chris is obviously pretty advanced. Chris is being pushed to be pushed. It's different. Do you see what I'm saying? But these vocal things that I talk about, yeah, smooth, 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 smooth. Smooth is everything. Smooth is everything. Smooth is everything. Good, Chris. Bloody good job. Good. Lenny, who's been waiting patiently. Lenny. If you're not Lenny, can you turn off your microphone? Good. I can indeed. Where are you from, Lenny?
Perfect. I'm from India, but now I'm in Japan.
Lenny, this is an Aussie class. I'm sorry, Lenny, I don't mean to be mean. No, Lenny, I don't mean to be mean, but it's an Aussie class. I prioritise the Aussies. I'm sorry, Lenny. I did warn you guys. Normal class, you know, is normal time. I'm sorry, guys. I never get to do I never ever get to do the never ever gets to do the Aussies. What time is it where you are? It's 8 in the evening. Because of the time zone, I'm going to include you. But Aussie means Aussie, you cheeky little sod. Right, so off you go. I'm going to absolutely rip you a new arsehole now. I really am. I hope you're prepared to work. So, oh no. I do hope that wasn't correction. Otherwise, I'm coming back for you. My class, my fucking rules. All right, carry on. So, off you go. Bloody convicts, no fucking manners. Keep to yourself. You've had your go. Right. So, off you go. Luke asked the Australian. Luke wanted to give the Australians a class. Off you go. Luke wanted to give the Australians a class. No, fail. So, what's the verb to want? Good job. Luke wanted. Past, present, or future? Good job. Which past? Action past or ongoing description past?
Action past.
No. Say for me, I eat.
Je mange.
Say for me, I ate as an action.
J'ai mangé.
Nice accent. Say for me, I ate. Now, don't just think it's always going to be I was eating. It might not be I was eating. It might not be I was eating. It might just be I ate, but I might not be referring to a single action. In other words, the imperfect. What's the imperfect of the verb to eat?
Manger.
Thank you, but with the je, let me hear it.
Je mangeais.
Well done. So in other words, the was tense isn't always known as the was tense. It's not always going to have a sounded was. Carol had a burger.
Carol.
No, listen, I'm talking. Carol had a burger. That's an action. Carol a eu. Carol had a problem last week. Carol avait. Yeah, they're not the same thing, but in English they're the same thing. All right. So in other words, if I say I wanted, I am going into the same descriptive tense. It might not be I was wanting. You might not hear the was, but it's still going to be in the descriptive past because it's not all of a sudden I wanted. It's not a change. You're not referring to a change taking place. Okay. So in other words, what sound do we want on the end of the imperfect verb? You just gave me beautifully, je mangeais. What's the sound that we want on the end of the imperfect? Well done. What's the verb to want that we were just talking about? Good job. Can you give me that in a handy little combination? And can you give me I wanted? Je voulais. What's the word for I?
Je.
That's it. So je voulais, go again.
Je voulais.
Good man. I wanted to give. Next word to give.
Je voulais donner.
Good job. Now, in the sentence, I wanted to give the Australians a class, what is being given? The Australians or a class? What's being given?
The class.
Good man. So I can't say, je voulais donner les Australiens. That would be like I was giving the Australians to someone else. And there's an awful lot of them, so I can't manage that. So, je voulais donner, say for me, a class. Good. Well done for not saying class. Well done. To the Australians, I'm now going to have to say. That's what I'm now going to have to say in French. I can't have two direct objects. I can't say, je voulais donner les Australiens un cours, because French would be confused by that. French would say, are you giving a class or are you giving the Australians? French needs to know if it's in, if you're giving something to someone, you might not say it in English, I give him a hug. I'm giving the hug. But French would be like, you're giving a hug to him. Yeah? Or I'm giving a hug to Chris or something like that, all right? So in other words, I'm going to need the to here. So what is to the Australians? I can't hear your signal. So you're cleverly combining de and les to make day. Same idea, but I want to the. What's my preposition for to? And what's at and les going to form? Thank you. Side note, like I said earlier, I think it was with Carol. If you've got yes, it was. If you've got a les meaning a preposition, you've got a les as a pronoun. So, for example, I'm continuing to speak to them. Je continue à. I'm continuing to eat them. Je continue à les manger. That wouldn't join. So it's only when at and les join and les is there. So in other words, je voulais donner un cours aux Australiens. What also happened to the word order in that? I wanted to give the Australians a class. In French, I wanted to give a class to the Australians. The to the part always comes at the end. Good. So say that for me, breathe in. Je voulais donner un cours aux Australiens.
Je voulais donner un cours aux Australiens.
Good. Because normally I can't do it. Because normally I can't do it.
Parce que normalement, je ne peux pas le faire.
No. You have a very nice rounded vowel. Very nice, very nice. And with all due respect, where are you? Are you a Hindi speaker? What's your first language?
I'm a Tamil speaker.
Are you Tamil? Okay, my friend was in a Tamil movie. She was a Bollywood star. She's in a Tamil movie. Now she's in EastEnders. Now she's in a British soap. But yeah, she did a Tamil movie. So basically, she didn't speak Tamil. She just learned it. So the point is, there is you have a lot of plosives in Indian languages. A plosive is a b and a p, so there's a natural rhythm of of this kind of thing, which makes the language very clear. Yeah, the pronunciation of a lot of Indian style group languages is very clear. You've got small and efficient consonants, which is very clear. The problem is that gives a rhythm to French, which basically goes b b b b b, and we can't have that for French. So, seeing as your vowels are so round, it would be a shame. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a bit of a native accent. That's kind of cute. We like that. We want to, that guy that's from India that speaks fantastic French. But we don't want to make our French difficult to understand. And there are a couple of places in the world where, weirdly, so in English, for example, if you speak English with any of an Indian or a subcontinental accent, it's very clear. Yes, I would like to help you. It makes it almost nicer than average English because it's like very, very clear. And we like this. We like this because it makes it incredibly consonant-based. Likewise, in French, there are some accents that make it easier, and there are some accents which make it harder. So, for example, if you're Slavic, and you've got a nyep, 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 sort of style nasality and length to your word, then that sounds nice in French. If you're too Russian and you're a bit and it's a bit smaller again, then the becomes a bit shorter. Yeah. So certain accents lend themselves nicely to other languages, and that's great. But we just need to make sure that we're clear. So in other words, as gifted as you are with a lovely round vowel, because your vowels are nice, can we try and go all the way through smoothly with no plosive interruption? So in other words, what I mean is don't go yeah, can you just try and go really, really? And that's not being at all disparaging about your natural accent. It's beautiful. It really, in English, it's beautiful. In your own language, it's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. It's your voice. Yeah, but I'm just saying it would be a shame, being as gifted as you are for vowels, for you to have a French speaker go quoi quoi, because if you don't give me length of vowel in French, then old people won't hear you. They won't. It sounds too short. Okay. Good. The two accents that do this in French are Asian, Indian sort of subcontinent, and Africa. Curiously, certain African accents do this as well, which again we like in English. So certain Kenyan style accents and all this kind of stuff. They shorten sounds. So, for example, je dois becomes je dois. It's like duh, duh, duh. And it's just not clear, if I'm honest. So, could you say for me, je voulais donner un cours aux Australiens. All smooth. Je voulais donner un cours aux Australiens. Oh,
Je voulais donner un cours.
No. Connected. Je voulais donner. Just do the first bit. Je voulais donner.
Je voulais donner.
That's gorgeous. When you do that, we hear your voice. We hear who you are. I hear your presence. When you don't do that, I hear little snippets, little catches of your bit. Good. Next sentence. Okay. Luke likes my accent in English. Off we go. Luke likes my accent in English.
Luke aime mon accent en anglais.
Lovely. Can we get rid of the Luke M? Can we make it one word? If your neighbour were listening, I don't want him to know the difference between the word Luke and the word M. Luke aime mon accent. Go on.
Luke aime mon accent.
Good. You don't have to use your surname if it's for privacy. You can say whatever you want. But can you tell me the family name of somebody that lives near you? What's their name? Mr. and then give me a surname. Mr.
Richardson.
Fine. All right. When you say Richardson, 3 syllables. All right. Notice when we imagine something to be a name that we go drrr, really smoothly. Yeah. So imagine that you're saying Monsieur. So this is my friend, Monsieur. Je voulais leur donner. I wanted to give them. Je voulais leur donner. Imagine his name is. Have you met my friend, Monsieur? Je voulais leur donner. Yeah. So could you say Je voulais leur donner?
Je voulais leur donner.
That's nice. Imagine it's a bloody name. Imagine it's a bloody name. Good. So Luke likes my accent. Off you go. Monsieur Luc aime mon accent. Have you met my friend, Monsieur Luc aime mon accent? Say to me, Luc aime mon accent. That's it. That's exquisite. That's exquisite. That's so good. Do you hear the difference? Rather, Luc aime mon accent. Also, you clearly have an ability for language. You're already speaking to me like a second language. The fact is, if I'm honest, muscle memory will not occur unless you join shit together, like I've just been doing with Chris. Whether it's beginner or advanced, muscle memory will not take place unless you're going across it smoothly. All right, good. So lovely. He wants me to be clear in French. He wants me to be clear in French. Now, pause. I like the fact that people try sentences they don't know how to say. But answer me this question. When you're speaking, is it going to be a case where you get to say the sentence a second time? No. So in other words, we need a strategy for how we're going to speak when we're actually going shit, 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 shit. What's the vocab? What's the vowel? Would you agree with me? So, keep the sound going. Yeah. In English language cultures, whether it's in England or abroad, it's kind of not the dumb thing to keep the sound going. It's kind of seen as a bit common. It's kind of seen as a bit trashy. Yeah, if you look at all the accents where people get really whiny and long in the mouth and don't, in Australia, you might say it's a bit bogan. In England, there's certain social placements that you just go, and when everybody's sort of neat and clear and we think, oh, they're nice, they're posh, they speak nicely. That doesn't work for French. You need to, so in other words, I just told you every time you put a new sentence, because you're clearly doing a lot of work on your own and we want you to maximize it. When you go and do a French sentence on your own, join it all up before you leave it. But then when you're speaking, to be able to access these muscle memories, you need to be making sound. It's called a muscle memory because you are going to access it when you're speaking. So if you go, je, but you're not accessing it. So in other words, can you go, je veux, and keep the going, think on an No one cares. No one cares in French. It's completely acceptable. Luke, what are you going to do this weekend? Oui, je vais aller au... It's fine. It's French. It's French. It's not stupid. So go again. I want you to use... Let's say that. I want you to use your voice. I want you to use your voice. Off you go. Pause. That's I want to use your voice. Ta voix, come in. Are you going to use my voice or do I want you to use your voice? So, in the sentence, French doesn't like denying people their own verb. I know Claire. I like Claire. I punish Claire for being outspoken. I want Claire to understand. In the last one, even though I'm saying Claire, there's a verb there, and it's Claire that's doing the understanding. Yeah? So in other words, I want that Claire understands. So we're going to say some sentences in English, and I want you to say them back to me in English in a fucked up way, like this. I want him to come. I want that he comes. I want her to come. I want that she comes. Yeah? Okay? So in other words, I'm going to want you to give it maybe two halves with a that in the middle. I want Luke to come will be?
I want that Luke comes.
Lovely. I want them to improve. What did you cleverly do? You took the object pronoun them and you made it a they. Yeah? I want her to leave.
I want that she leaves.
Well done, you've understood my point completely. This is how French works. Also, on this occasion, because want, need, doubt, fear, impersonal, emotional. If I said to you, Lenny, want, need, doubt, fear, impersonal, emotional, what does want, need, doubt, fear, impersonal, emotional? Does that conjure up anything to you? Any ideas what that makes happen? The subjunctive. Yeah? And where does the subjunctive happen? In the first verb or in the second verb? The one after the cup. So, for example, if it's I want you to use, utiliser is not going to be different. So if I said I want, because it's an A verb, it's only nous and vous which will be different. So if I said I want you to use, could you just quickly put that back for me in our new word order? I want
that you use.
Lovely. So now could you say for me, I want that you use your voice? In French now.
Okay. Je veux que tu utilises ton voix.
We've already had the correction on the gender of voice.
Oh.
Great. Now we can't just go je veux que tu utilises ta voix and then again the next time go, now can we say it smoothly? We can't keep doing that. When you think of these things, you've got to go je veux que. Now I know that's weird, but I need you to think. Oh, there's a shout because somebody put coffee in the sink and I know damn well who's doing it. I want you to use. Off we go. I want you to use.
Je veux que tu utilises ta voix.
Good. Can you stop saying tu utilises because that's slang French? Yeah, that's slang French. So in other words, I'm going to do you another one. This time, okay? He's on a diet, which is why he's in a bad mood, and she hasn't gotten it in 8 weeks, which is why she's in a bad mood. So basically, if I said I now want you to do this on the next sentence, but I don't want dub all the way through. All right? Okay. I want her. Oh, Greece and Algeria are having a fight. Excuse me, 1 second.
You guys getting the trips around the kitchen?
Yeah, we're waiting for the sound of the shot.
Yeah. I'm a new one. Yeah. I think it's 12 people or something crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Share houses. Share houses in London.
Mm.
Has anyone else lived in London? You have by the sound of it, Claire. You're on mute as well now. Claire?
Yeah. Years ago when I was very young, and we get a house in high school.
Right. We're back. So we're back. So basically, what did you say?
Did you sort it out?
Basically, I get on with, it's really awkward because I get on with both of them independently, but basically they're the tightest of friends, and it's really awkward. And you helped choose her, each helped choose her for the place. And basically, we've got a massive garden flat as well at the back, and there was a table in it, and the Italian girl that was in the garden flat, my mate Olga, decided to go back to Italy because she's just on furlough. She's fully paid, but she's like, I'd rather not be paid. I feel guilty. I'd rather just go home to Italy now that she can. And so basically, they both wanted the same table. It's a piece of shit white table. I, run the house, charge of the house. I said, I'll buy you another table. If you both want the white table, do you see what I'm saying? And literally, they fell out over the fucking white table. My God, the shit in the world that's going on. But it's just what I call Corona boiling over. It's just when people have been, so both of them have just been on lockdown. They're both bored shitless. They both haven't worked. They used to be really friendly, and now they've just fallen out of this table. But I know what he's on about, because for some weird reason, she thinks that coffee unblocks the sink. Every single day, she puts her coffee grinds down the fucking sink. And it's just, and then Muggins has to go and buy this product that I keep in here because it's a really dangerous product. which is called One Shot Instant Drain Cleaner, which is basically an acid. But because, unfortunately, with zero offence intended, Lenny, one of the unfortunate, there are many beautiful things of Indian culture that we've received from India, but one of the ones which is slightly less pleasant is acid being thrown in women's faces. And you can't buy acid in this country now, unless you sort of do it carefully from the right places, because there's been this kind of thing going on. So I have to keep this in this room. I'm obliged to keep it with me because it's like it's like having a weapon there. So basically, this is the problem. So every day I have to go down and pour bloody acid down the sink to get rid of her coffee grounds because she just keeps pouring down the sink. And he's a chef at a very nice hotel, and he's just basically sick of finding the kitchen in the state. So that is what this is boiled over. So there you go. Who needs soap opera? Life is much more interesting. So to finish with you, Lenny, let's just quickly do this sentence. So let's do another one. So in other words, I want him to understand that she's crazy and it's just not worth engaging. You can't read some of them, read some of the people. So I want him to understand. Normally, what is he understands? Il comprend. What is they understand? Il comprend. What's they understand? Il comprend. Now, again, if you permit me, you are thinking in silence. As a minimum, what do we know? It's going to be il comprend. Do you understand? We know it's going to be il comprend. So your muscle memory, you're trying to do everything in your head, and it's not the way to do it. All the way through, what has been one of the focuses of this lesson? It's been me getting whichever victim is sat in the chair to say the sentence smoothly. Agreed? Yeah? So in other words, I'm not doing this just to make your accent pretty. I'm doing it so that you use that muscle memory when you need the French, not just once you've got it. So this is subjunctive. So say for me, I want him to understand. So the subjunctive of il comprend will be the they form, il comprend. So say for me, I want him to understand. No, stop. It was gorgeous. We were all going, yes, Lenny, well done. Because it was all joined up. Don't stop. Go again. Don't go back to silent. Don't go back to spaces. Go. There we go. Now that is so much better than je qu'il comprenne. With me? Good. So whatever work you're doing, I know you're all autodidacts, I know you'll work on your own with it. It's my videos or whatever the hell it is. That's fine. But whatever work you're bloody doing, join it up. Otherwise it basically doesn't, you won't learn anything from it. Equally, when you're creating sentences, whatever the grammar is, whether it's basically the difference between le and lui as at the beginning, or whether we're up to somebody like Chris who's doing all kinds of complicated relative pronouns, who's been made to do it at speed under duress because he's an advanced speaker, he's done a lot of work. Whatever level you're at, you go fluidly. Yeah, you'll notice one of the reasons, ironically, that Chris got in a mess was because he's done a lot of French and he's in a position where his muscle memory is trying to do things that his mouth knows, which, yes, until you're absolutely bang on perfect, can be a bit distracting, but it's the only way to get you there. It's the only way to get yourself there. All right, good. So whatever work you're doing, I can see that you're quite studious. Will you bloody promise me you'll link the words? Yes? Good. Because also it's a good voice. I will more than likely see you in our next Australian class. Seeing as you're on the same time zone, I might make an exception. I might put Australians brackets and Lenny. Speak to you soon. What did you say? You'll sell me in Japan, did you say?
Australia and Lenny.
Oh, Australia and Japan. Sorry, I thought you said I'll sell you in Japan. I was like, okay, good, lovely. Good. So
thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome. Good. So everybody's had a go. Lovely. Mick came and went. I don't know who Mick was. Mick, if you came and you went, I apologise. Good. So,
When you said that about it being only for Australians, I think you might have been outside
Good. Good. No offense, but you know.
You're pretty scary.
No. No, I'm not scary. Do you know what's scary? Do you know what's scary? What's scary is trying to speak a language in front of people when you can't get your thoughts together. All I do is focus thoughts like a laser. That's all I do. Focus. There's nothing scary about being prepared. All it is just think, go. Language classes can't be barefoot, yoga, everyone chilled, everyone relaxed. I'm afraid, because then when you've got background noise or kids in the back of the car, or you really want to order something, or there's a business meeting, there's always going to be duress, and you need to think, right, calm, what are my systems? What's my what? What's my subjunctive? What's my this? You need to think this direct laser way of thinking. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise it just becomes like a debate on the language, and then when people actually have to speak, they don't want to. Do you know what I mean? It's go up, you know, it's the only way that works. It's not being bad, because, and I see this with my own work, because, you know, it's like, so there's some people that love to learn French but don't actually want to speak French. And then they contact me and they're like, oh, but I can't speak and I really want to speak it, but I really love learning it. I'm like, because you just don't do it in the crossfires, just go. And then they come in the social group, like people like my friend Sandy and all this kind of stuff, who was the most nervous little thing in the entire world. And I was just like, sink or swim, do it. Life is too short. What do you want to do? Do you want to be somebody that speaks French, or do you want to be somebody that learns French? Speak it. Get yourself an exchange. Come on trips. Be part of the language. Be part of the country. Make it your language. It doesn't have to be my language and your language. It's your language. It's as much your language as mine. It's just that it might be your second language. Yeah. Life's too short. Yeah. Do it. But that's not me, just my personality. That's actually linguistically appropriate as well. Because otherwise, as you've noticed, everything is about muscle memory. Every single thing you do is ultimately about work on the voice so that you're understandable, but work on the voice as well so that your words connect. Your words connect, you learn the grammar. Otherwise, every bloody sentence is just a sea of decisions every time. And we can't always have that, because it's just, and some people who more than understand the lessons, they watch the videos, they listen to the podcast, they understand the point that's been made, it's still a slog for them, because they don't practice the connections and the chains. And I've really seen that when I then tutor them and they go, oh, Luke, and I say, connect it, link it, and then the next week they remember that. You can't, well, ultimately, a sign of fluency isn't how much vocabulary you know. You can always just go around bits of vocabulary if you don't know it. Fluency is basically when you offloaded all your grammar thinking into your muscle memory, and you just, you know, like we were doing earlier. Well, before going avant d'aller, oh, I didn't even think. Oh, I need an avant, then a de, then an aller. It just comes out, okay? And I'm really not being like, oh yeah, but it's easy for you to say, Luke, because you know you grew up speaking both languages. I've done this in other languages. I've done this in Spanish. I've done this in Italian. You know, they're not native languages for me. Do you know what I'm saying? So honestly, it's the only way forward. It's not me being work harder. It's me saying focus. What's the vocal technique? What's the sound system? Listen to your own voice. Listen to the vowels. That is a big thing. People don't listen. Okay? And then basically, once you've got it, repeat it 5 to 6 times. Onward, upward. There we go. There we go. All right? So good. Excellent. I am taking all of next week off anyway. But I will try and sort out another Australian class in the future. More than likely in about I don't know. It won't be more than 2 weeks. It'll be less than. It'll be about the 2 week mark. All right. It more than likely will be not next Sunday, the Sunday after. All right. Good. Anybody watching that needs any of the videos, you're more than welcome to. Anybody watching, you're not under any way obliged, but in any way obliged. But I have a Ko-fi account. The information is under the most grammar videos. Ko-fi. You'll find my account there. Under no obligation, but I do like a bit of a coffee. I just don't put the grounds down the sink. And lovely. Any videos that have been mentioned, can you email me on logiclanguagelearning@gmail.com. If you have a question about classes, can you WhatsApp me? If you have a question about videos, can you email me so that it's easy for me to respond off of a laptop? By all means, say hi. By all means, say hello. By all means, you know, whatever. And I will, but do that on WhatsApp. Whereas if it's a question about videos, can you email me? Good. Thanks, everybody, for your effort. It's a good concentration span. Chris, if you've got a question, your hands in the air.
Yeah, very quickly. Is there a recording of this one, Luke?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube. Yeah. So the stuff I did with so if you want a sort of map of the class. So at the beginning we were sort of doing pronoun stuff and bringing in second verbs, and we were sort of talking about that. Then when we sort of round about the sort of 40 minute marks, we were sort of looking at, with the interim of starting to look at using on and a and all of this business, and e and de. Then when we went on to about Chris from Nick at about the sort of 1 hour mark, then we were looking at all the different ways of using what when we've got different types of need. So we're using our suckers and our sedans and all of this business. And so for new material, that's roughly the guide. If someone was watching this back, right, you know, whatever that would be the thing for you guys to watch. But like I said, screw watching the whole video again. If you just, there's something that's come up either in the group or somebody else watching this, just email me and say, can I have a video on this? All right, good. Loads of love to all of you. Thanks for your support, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Big kiss, yeah? Take care.
Thank you.